All right? Let's jump to verse 42. Actually, I'm going to go a little bit upward. Let's go to verses 40. This is the book of St. Luke chapter 2 and verse 40. Luke chapter 2 and verse 40. And the child grew and was strong in spirit, filled with wisdom. Amashiach. Yahweh Shah Mashiach. So keep in mind, and the grace of Yahweh was upon him. The grace of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah was upon him. Okay? Now, he said, now, his parents went to Jerusalem every year. Hold on. What did they do? Let's read it. He said, now his parents went to Jerusalem every year at the feast of the Passover. So you got to keep in mind, Yahweh Shah Mashiach and his parents, they went to Jerusalem because it's a law in the Bible. It's a law in the Bible that all the male got to present themselves before the Most High for 3 feasts. 3 feasts. What are those feasts? Let's go in the book of Deuteronomy. Let's turn our book, our pages. Let's go to, we'll see, go back to Luke chapter 2, but let's go back to what? Deuteronomy chapter 16. Let's go to Deuteronomy 16. All right? This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 16 and verse 16. It reads, it said 3 times in a year shall all die male. That's why Joseph and Mary, okay, they went up to Jerusalem every year because the feast of Passover and unleavened bread, they go together. The feast of Passover and unleavened bread, they go together. They are observed together. So let's read it again. He reads, he said, 3 times in a year shall all thy male appear before the Lord thy Yahweh. That's what the Most High said is a law, is a commandment. It is a law, is a command. The Most High commanded so that we got to do so. All the male got to appear before the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. He read, he say, in the place which he shall choose. The place that who? The Most High will choose, man. The place that the Most High choose, right? He read, he say, in the feast of unleavened bread. So you got to keep in mind, the feast of unleavened bread are observed the next day of the feast of Passover. So for the Passover, we got to eat what? Unleavened bread. We got to cast out all the yeast, all the leaven, we got to take it out of the house. We got to take it out of the house, man. We got to stay clean in the spirit and physically, both ways, man. Right? So let's see. He said, 3 times in a year shall all the males appear before the Lord thy Yahweh in the place which he shall choose, in the feast of unleavened bread, the feast of unleavened bread, which is the next day after what? The Passover. The Passover he observed what? On the 14th, okay? 14, and on the 15th, we start celebrating what? The Passover. Now you got to understand, the feast day of the Most High is sundown to sundown. So sundown 13, that's already the 14th. When the sun goes down on the 13th, that's already what? The 14th starting. You got to keep in mind. So he said, in the feast of unleavened bread, in the feast of weeks, and in the feast of tabernacle, and they shall not appear before the Lord empty. There we go, man. Exodus 23. Let's go to it. Exodus 23:14. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 23, and verse 14. 3 times thou shalt keep a feast unto me in the year. You see, that's why Joseph and Mary, they went up unto what? Jerusalem, man. They went up unto Jerusalem with who? Yahweh Shah Mashiach. Okay? He said 3 times, Exodus 23 and verses 14. It reads, 3 times thou shalt keep a feast unto me in a year. Thou shalt keep the feast of unleavened bread. Thou shalt eat unleavened bread 7